This episode of New Jersey Living is being recorded in the historic location, and not only historic in reference to New Jersey, but also historic in regards to the nation's history. We're in Morristown, New Jersey. And in Morristown, I'm going to get into the history just a bit. I'm going to give you a quick pan around. There's going to be some walking footage here as well, because this pan is not going to fully serve in terms of capturing the entire location of where we are right now. We're in Morristown Green. This is very much the center of town. This is a very historic area right here. There's a walking tour of about 20 different locations right here in about a half-mile radius of town. So little detail about Morristown. I mentioned the history. Directly behind me you see flash up a quick picture because you probably can't see too well from here. But this is the Alliance statue. So this is a statue of George Washington, Alexander Hamilton, and Marquis de Lafayette, reflecting a meeting in 1780 when Lafayette brought the news that the French were going to assist the colonies, the Continental Army, in fighting the British. And we know, obviously, the outcome of that. So in 1776, we have the war underway here in the colonies, and George Washington's famous crossing of the Delaware happened on Christmas Day, 1776. Year later, right here, the Continental Army is here for the winter. Historically, during those times, it was sort of a winter break for warfare. Wasn't a lot happening, which is why the crossing of the Delaware and the attack on the British was such a big surprise, because that normally didn't happen. So a year later in the wintertime, this is where, here in Morristown, where the Continental Army camped, and just on the other side of this green was Washington's headquarters, right here in Morristown. So there's a lot of history here, a lot of age here. So it's a great place just to visit. There's a jazz festival that happens here every year. A lot of visitors come for that. The train station is walking distance from here, and there's extensive shopping and dining all in this area right now. Even right now, you'll see in some of the walking footage and photos that there's a lot of holiday decorations and festivity going on right here in the green. So Morristown, you already heard me touch on one of the big three. So we're going to jump into that at the next location. So I'll see you there. Welcome to New Jersey Living. My name is Corey Jones, and I'm a real estate agent here in New Jersey with Prestige Properties. And my job is to bring content like this to viewers like you. I routinely receive phone calls, emails, text messages from folks just like yourself looking to either buy, learn a little bit more about, or sell property here in New Jersey. So we cover content that includes, obviously, real estate, iconic locations, entertainment scenes, dining, all those things we cover on this channel. So if any of those things are of interest to you, you are in the right place. This is the channel for you. For all those Jersey hunters that have been following and supporting, welcome back, and thank you for your support. Those that are new, welcome aboard, and be sure to click like, subscribe, and the notification bell, because we have more content just like this coming your way on a weekly basis. So we're on the other side of the green. I'll pan around just so you get a feel of this side of the location that I'm at, where I stand. And behind me, we have, this is a statue that is called Patriots Farewell. So the kind of the inspiration behind this is there were obviously militia involved in the conflict of the Revolutionary War, and this is a tribute to the militia that said goodbye to families and went off to fight in the war. So let's get into a little detail. Obviously, we're covering a lot of history thus far, but we're going to cover some detail about Morristown in general. I mentioned train, just about maybe 2-3 blocks from where I stand right here in the center of town. The train station's there, very walkable from this location, so we have a check for that. Schools, A-rated schools here, check for that. Now, when it comes to proximity, we are a bit of a drive to New York City. It is over an hour commute to get to New York from here. Probably more like an hour 20-ish, somewhere in that range, depending on traffic. So that does not get the check mark with proximity. Although you have people here that can comfortably commute to New York City, this is not known as a major New York City commuter hub. But with that being said, it's a walkable town, dining, entertainment, history, social events, all those things are here. So you find that there is still demand despite getting 2 out of 3 of the big 3. So actually our first stop is going to be right here, pretty much off the green, with a condo that recently sold. So for those that are joining for the first time, you can expect for me to cover properties that have sold within the past 30 days. Obviously, time is relative because you very well may be viewing this a year after I've shot the video. But we are, as you've noticed with the holiday decorations around, we're in December of 2022. The feel of this general area, if you've been to other historic places like Philadelphia, Boston, Williamsburg, Virginia, Yorktown, you see certain elements of similarities with places that date back to your pre-revolutionary colonial period. So an element of that is here as well, and it's been preserved to a significant degree. So we're going to get some more walking footage in. We're going to view 4 properties today all together, and we'll have some, as usual, some road footage to shoot along the way. So welcome aboard, everyone, again, and let's get this journey started now. I'll see you at the first property. Here we are at our first stop, and I am literally standing on kind of like your middle point crossover, and this is one big square. If you haven't quite made this out yet, the green is very much a square in the center of town, and there is a one-way basically road around it. All right, so I'm on one of those medians at one of the corners of the square. So the first property is 40 West Park, and that is the building right here behind me. And you can see retail first level, units that are above, and this is something that we've seen throughout many other episodes. Oftentimes they're being rental and not condo. Part of the reason being is that from a finance standpoint, many lenders are hesitant to provide mortgages on mixed-use properties. Sometimes they're classified as non-warrantable, and that can be a bit of a challenge at times with getting a mortgage on some of these properties. But nonetheless, this one right here, I'm not sure if this is warrantable or unwarrantable, but in this case, we have a unit that was listed and sold at $1 short of $675,000. So $674,999. The property was on the market 0 days. So in all likelihood, what happened is that there was a coming soon. So many clients and agents that are looking for a specific location obviously are researching it pretty consistently. And when that coming soon notification comes out, they are ready day one if they really want that unit. This unit was 1 bedroom, 1 bath, just short of 1,100 square feet, so very sizable for a 1 bedroom unit. And location, you can't ask for anything better in terms of both distance from the train station. So from here, we're probably talking about maybe a 7-8 minute walk, and you're directly off of the green. So everything in terms of shopping, dining, all your retail is down here. Everything is like very, very conveniently located. So this is stop number 1 of 4, and I'll see you at the next stop. Okay, here we are at our second stop. We're in front of 4 Malcolm. We're probably about a mile outside of the downtown area, so not far from train, definitely not far from the 287 entrance to the interstate is directly behind this block, so from a commute standpoint, very convenient. This property, 3-bedroom, 2.5 bath, was listed at $575, sold at $585, just over 2 weeks on the market. And construction on this one, as you probably can tell just by looking at it, just pan up a little, it's 2015, so really recent construction here. Keep in mind, this list date was roughly mid-October, so we're very much by that point in time in the midst of the higher interest rate hikes. So just giving you an idea again, when you have an ideal location and newer construction and newer renovation, those properties are still going very quickly despite interest rates being higher. All right, so pan around just a little bit, you can see that there's a similarity in many of the homes. They're a colonial style of some variation. There's a property listed for sale directly next door, and it is a dead-end street, so not a lot of through traffic, although your backyard is up against Interstate 287. All right, so some people prefer not to have that dynamic, but this gives you what that upper 500 lands in Morristown. We're going to see a few others that are in a similar kind of price point. Your Morristown price points with single families tend to be in your 5 to 800 range comfortably. You'll find a lot of inventory in that particular range, which we're going to see a couple more, 2 more today. One is going to be a little lower, and another a little higher than what we see right here. All right, so we're going to have some road footage. Neighborhood that we just passed through to get here was very reflective of some of those historic kind of themes that I mentioned a little early in this episode, as to how you see a preservation of sort of that historic feel and look with the community. So hope you enjoyed that footage. I'll see you at the next stop. Third stop in front of 101 Maple here in Morristown. We are back in a section very close to Morristown Green, about maybe a 5-block walk down. So this given property right here, just pan up a little, is a 2-bedroom, 1-bath that was listed roughly at right around $319, sold at $325, 2 weeks on the market. So this was not a renovated situation, but price point and proximity, location, had everything to do with the quickness of this sale. Because it was, like I said before, not newly renovated at all. Even in this situation right here, you don't find parking as a pan on both sides, but what you'll find is investors, and I'm not saying this was an investor purchase, but I know by experience, a lot of cases an investor would jump on this as a property that will be renovated and then either used as Airbnb or as a rental, again, because the location is really great. Just to pan around a little, give you a view of the street and the neighborhood. If you've seen my Westfield episode, this is very similar to Westfield, particularly closer to the downtown portion of Westfield, where you have a lot of doctors and dental offices and other just small businesses that are immersed in the community. So very much the case here. A lot of these homes are not residential per se, but they're small businesses of some sort. And then you have the church right here on the corner. So you find a lot of that mix down here in this section. But price point at the low 300s is going to be very attractive to be this near to the center of downtown in Morristown, which is why it didn't last very long. All right, so we've got one more stop to make that's right here in the same area. I'll see you there. We're at our final stop in front of 5 Dogwood Road, and this is a very much a larger split style home, split level, 4-bedroom, 2-bath. Interesting here, it was listed at $625 originally, increased to a $650,000 list price and then sold at $610,000. All right, all within 15 days on the market. So not sure what happened with that list price situation, if it was a accidental change and originally it was intended to be at $650,000, I really don't know. But it's not the norm that you see that kind of increase in a 15-day period and sells then 40 below. But lots of square footage on this one. HVAC system, you'll see, as I pan around a little, you'll see other similar style homes on the circle. These are more recent construction. I'd say the construction here is certainly probably in the 50s or more recent. And we cross a few blocks the other direction closer to downtown, and you're now jumping back another 50 years, probably when those homes were constructed, because where we just came from on Maple, the construction year there was 1900. Right, so these are certainly more recently constructed homes here. This one, again, it's not too far from Morristown Green, downtown. Did not last very long, 15 days on market. Taxes are under $10,000, which is something to take note of. You've seen in some other episodes in other counties, property like this easily could have property taxes of $13,000 or higher. All right, and it's under 10 in this case. All right, so this gives you a little bit of a feel for what something that is more, I won't say new construction as the one we saw that was built in 2015, but something that's kind of a moderate age, if you will, in an established neighborhood. Now this is kind of, you're legitimately on a side street. We're not up against a highway. There's no major roads coming through the area. James Street right here, which is behind me, is a relatively frequented road, but not a main road by any means. So this is certainly more of your quiet neighborhood residential setting here. So very much a good buy. Low 600 for 4-bed, 2-bath in a location that has, again, great schools, consistent demand, and just not that super close to New York City, which not everyone needs that, right? So this is something that is attractive for a lot of people to come to Morristown, just because it gives you a very different and historical feel than a lot of other places in New Jersey. So I hope you were educated, informed, enjoyed today's episode. Please, again, click like, subscribe, and notification bell if you are not already a follower. We have many more destinations coming up. Free t-shirts are still going out, all right? So do contact me if you want a free t-shirt. We have quite a few more destinations that we're going to cover, both closer to the Bergen County area, as well as some areas that are not too far from where we are right here in Morristown, like your Madison, Chathams, what have you, that are closer to Summit. So we've got some areas that we haven't been to as much, and eventually we are going to jump into a few shore towns as well. Some people have asked me about South Jersey. I really won't go south too much, to be honest with you, but we are eventually going to get into a few Monmouth Ocean locations eventually. All right, so stay tuned, and thanks for joining. Be safe until the next time. I'll see you in the next episode.